Hey, welcome in and welcome back to the Down South Philly Show, brought to you by Sports Lounge Media. Hey man, we in the off season. We officially in the off season where it ain't much to talk about, but it's a lot to talk about at the same time. So I'm your co-host DP. We got Dom in the building on his way to the crib right now. We got to talk
Yeah,
about free agency. We got free agency. We got the draft right around the corner. But how you feeling? How you feeling, dog?
man, I'm just ready to see how this stuff play out. I'm ready to see how I see
Fact.
I see a lot of trades and stuff already going on. I guess they can go ahead and be in talks and stuff like that, and it won't be start really being official until I think it said March the 11th. But it's
Yeah.
starting to heat up. Things starting to heat up. You seeing a lot of rumors circulating about this player, that player, this player got traded, this player gonna get traded. So it's that time of year.
Facts. Some of the stuff that like you mentioned so far, we had McDuffie, who is gonna go to LA and play for the Rams for some picks.
Yeah, I think
I
that's a good
think
move.
yeah, that's a good move for both sides. The Rams, they kind of in that win now mode. And when we think about the Chiefs, they kind of in that, like, their window is still open, but they in the part of their window where they like kind of retool because they already, they got some contracts that they gotta get off the books. That's why McDuffie is moving, because it's time for him to go elsewhere. They need to free up some money and get Mahomes some real weapons. I think we've seen what the Chiefs look like with just Mahomes in a bag of chips. And even as great as Mahomes is, he can only take you so far if you don't give him the proper tools to help him succeed. One, with an offensive line, um, and obviously down the stretch they would hurt, but at least one wide receiver, one, and a running back. So I know we've been kind of high on Pacheco pretty much his whole career, but I think if you rolling with Pacheco and Hunt down the stretch, that just ain't the best recipe for success. So whether they address that in free agency, whether I don't know if they necessarily want to take a running back high in the draft, but I mean at because I think they a top 10 pick. I think they got a top 10 pick this year. So I don't know if they want to take a running back that high, um, but maybe. But I think we in that part. We in that part of the Kansas City Chiefs window where it's time for them to retool and get some real weapons around Mahomes again. When he first came in the league, he had Tyreek Hill. He had a healthy offensive line, a prime Kelsey. So it was a lot of things that was in play, and obviously, you never can downplay the fact that he's had Andy Reid and a competent offensive coordinator his entire career. So um, that helps tremendously. He had weapons early on, but now it's that, like I said, it's that part of his career, and it's a part of um I guess it's time, like I said, it's time for them to go ahead and retool. The other move that I think was announced was DJ Moore. DJ Moore got traded or will be getting traded to the Buffalo Bills for some picks. So that's another solid move. I've always been a fan of DJ Moore. Um, I think he's considered a number one, but maybe like a lower tier number one. I wouldn't put him up there with the likes of um a Jettas or Jamar Chase. But I think he like the next tier. I still think he a number one, but I don't think he like top five number one. I think you can consider him like 10, that 10 to 15 range when it comes to like number one wide receivers. But hey, that's still better than anything that Buffalo has had since a prime Diggs. So I mean, we've seen what uh what Josh Allen can do when you give him just a little bit of help. Him and Diggs kind of went off when they was together. That's why that part of it has always been kind of weird to me when they say that Allen has never had weapons. So whenever they say that, I always like to go back to the fact that they had a prime Diggs and they had Davis too. Davis was a good number two when Diggs was there. So I mean they've had, weapons around Allen. It just for whatever reason failed to get it done. But this is their attempt to get him a solid wide receiver weapon in Buffalo. So I mean I like the move. How you feel about the move of DJ Moore going to Buffalo? I might have lost you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I think that's a solid move. They need wide receivers. I think DJ Moore is a solid receiver. They already got the young boy they had. I think they still need to get like one more. They still gonna need to
One more
grab like
threat.
one more piece though. They can't just roll in there with DJ Moore. Um, what's the old boy name? Think
Keelan
he going
Cole.
to Yeah, I think he getting ready to go into his third season. This is when you really gonna see what you getting out of him. I'm sure he probably working hard this all season,
Yeah, he
trying to
got to
get
be motivated. He got to be motivated after what he went through this past season.
yeah, trying to get that smut up off his jacket. So
Hmm.
um yeah, I think they just need I think it's a good I think that's a good move for them. I think they need to grab one more piece though. And I think that's gonna be a good look for DJ Moore too, especially at this point in his career.
Yeah, and like I said, I've always liked DJ Moore's game. It's just more of he hadn't really played with some of the top tier talent when you think about quarterbacks. 'Cause I think he got drafted. Did he get drafted by Carolina? I think he might have
Yeah.
got drafted by Carolina like the
Yeah, I think he
last
did.
the last year that Cam was there. Um, and then Carolina just ain't really had much luck at the quarterback position after Cam left. Then he went to they traded him to the Bears, and he's had some decent season. But I mean, he played with Fields, he played with a young Caleb, which he's still growing into his own. But I don't think he's had anybody as good as Allen throwing him the ball yet. So I mean, that may mean something, that may mean nothing. But like you said, I like the move. Um, I'm interested to see if he can stay healthy because I mean that's the main key. We can talk till we blue in the face about how we like this move, how we like that move, but if they get hurt, it don't even matter. So health is always the biggest key, especially when you thinking about moves like that. But those two, the more to Buffalo and McDuffie to LA, those were probably the two biggest splash um, moves so far. Of course, there's gonna be a lot more, but when we talk, I'm looking at this list, the list of the top 10 free agents set to hit the market. Number one on the list, Malik Willis. So Malik Willis, he's one of those guys who's had a chance to like go to a system, sit down, learn from a competent head coach, learn from a good um, offensive coordinator, learn in a good system, and it seemed to have paid off. He's been able to play some pretty good football this past year. I think he at times looked better than a hurt Jordan Love. So um, he definitely did himself some favors this past season. And I think he gonna earn him a bag this offseason. Where he gonna go, I don't know. Um, do you have any idea where you would like to see him play though?
Mm, I haven't really thought. I forgot about dude, so I probably would have thought about something, but nah, off the top of my head, I really can't because he in a situation where it's like he could go somewhere and start.
Hmm.
Maybe not. He'll probably end up somewhere as a backup. Now, as far as a backup, you want to come to Philly, come holler at
Hey,
you. Come holler at Howie. But as far as going somewhere and starting, I'm trying to think who need quarterbacks. Raiders probably
I
need a
mean the Jets
quarterback.
always need a quarterback.
Raiders
Um,
need one. They just let old boy go. What's his name?
yeah, they just let damn, like, I don't know why I always want to call him Mighty Joe Young, but
No.
he didn't write back.
Yeah, I
Geno,
just
Geno
Gino.
Smith.
Yeah.
But
So
they probably gonna draft. I think they
yeah,
gonna
they
draft
probably
a
gonna draft
quarterback.
the quarterback, but I mean
So I
it
mean, it
probably
still
ain't
would
too
make
many.
sense to pick him up. Well, I don't think you pay him big money and draft a
Right.
quarterback in the first round though.
And if I'm him, I probably ain't even trying to go out there. So, but they do got a young team though, or getting they like they building up a young squad. But
Arizona
who the
might be a good spot
Arizona? That
because
might be a
they
decent.
about to let go of Kyler. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if they bring old boy back on a 1 year deal and let them battle it out in camp.
Ooh.
Jacoby Brissett.
Oh yeah.
Bring him back on a 1 year deal just to have him as a backup just in case and let him battle it out in camp. That might be
Oh.
as
Trying
far as
to think.
starting.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
trying to think who else. Dolphins.
yeah, Dolphins could use him, but do you really want to go there?
Hell, do you want to go to the other two teams? I wouldn't want to go to
Yeah,
either one of them
yeah.
either.
It really just depends on what he want. Like, do he want to get the bag or do he want to go to the best situation for him? Because
If it's me, I'm trying to go to the best situation because I'm thinking longevity. Because right now, I ain't even at the point in my career where I'm even getting a decent bag. Like it might be more than I done got before, but it ain't
right,
worth me going somewhere being trash and getting out of the league quick. I could probably make more money in the longer run, especially if I go to a good situation. Even if I don't ball out. If I can go somewhere as a good situation and I can damn hold the ship in the road, at least go like 8-8 with somebody look like I got potential. I'm saying get myself to where I probably can get a bigger bag. I'm trying to put myself in that type of position. I ain't trying to go nowhere. They really need a quarterback, so they desperate and pay me a bunch of money. I go out there look like trash, don't make it through the whole season because y'all system and coaching trash.
right.
That's what my thought process would be. I don't know what he on, but yeah, I can't really think of who all need quarterbacks outside of them three teams. I'm sure there's some more out there, but I mean, he going out there weigh his options and see what's on the table. Talk to his team,
I do think
and
his stock is as high as it's been
now if
since
I
he's been in
can't
the league though.
now if I can't go nowhere and start, I might be looking to either go somewhere where I'm seeing like, "Ah, yeah, they got a quarterback, but bro, kind of shaky. I might can damn, you know what I'm saying? I might be looking at that, especially if they got a good team around them. I might be looking at that, or I might just be looking at, hey man, let me go somewhere where I can learn. Like if I'm him, can I go to San Fran and be a backup in San Fran and learn from their system? Like, can I go like now I'm probably looking at that if I don't really see no option where I can go somewhere and start. Where's somewhere where I can go and learn and further my game so I do put myself in the position to start when I get the opportunity or at least be able to show what I can do. And whatever gonna help me take my game to the next level. So I'm trying to go somewhere where they got um either a good vet in front of me or just like a good coach, a really good coach that's gonna, teach me everything I um need everything that I need to know that's gonna take my game to the next level. So like I said, for example, like can I get to San Fran and play there for a year or two?
I could definitely see the same thing or thought process from Kyler Murray. So I mean, he's scheduled to be a free agent after he get cut by officially when he gets cut by the Cardinals. If I'm him, I'm kind of thinking along the same lines. I mean, now he's in a different spot because he's been a starter his whole career. But um, like, what do you do in his situation? So he's got, like I said, he's been a starter his whole career, but kind of been underwhelming. He did get the second contract, so there's that. But outside of that, he been kind of hurt. Kyler Murray has been, his career been kind of injury plagued, and he kind of in a situation now where he can kind of rewrite his story a little bit. Now, if he go and sit down and learn in a Shanahan type system, um, in a LaFleur type system, McVay type system, I think LA might be a good spot for him because Stafford ain't got too much longer. Like if he go, let's say if Stafford got maybe 1 to 2 more years, he go learn in the McVay type system, um, sharpen his craft, get in the books. Because one of the knocks on Kyler Murray, and we don't know how true it is, but they were saying that he didn't have good study habits. Um, so learn how to study, get back in the books, um, fall in love with football again, and by the time you complete maybe a year or two, you might they might give you the keys if if you looking good. McVay know how to move some pieces around, so that's always a possibility. What do you think about that? About him possibly going to LA?
I don't know. It'd be interesting to hear Kyler Murray like do an interview or something like to
Yeah,
see
because I
what
mean
his mind.
we don't know what he want to do.
Yeah, to see what his mind at, like how he feel about football, to see how he feel about his career, how he feel about the stuff that's been said about him, like where his mindset at right now with the next step in his career. Like it'd be interesting because I ain't never really heard too much from bro. And then he done had injuries and stuff too. How he feel about the injuries? Do he still
Right.
want to play ball? How how committed and serious he is about it? And I'm not saying that he ain't none of them things. I'm just saying from when you don't know a lot about a person, it's just like you just be wondering. Um, like what what they mindset is with certain things. Now, as far as him going to LA, um, yeah, I mean, if I'm him, yeah, I'm trying to go to any type of situation like that. If I see a quarterback, they on their last legs, and it's a good system, um, a good team, because LA got a good team, a good thing going out there. So, if I can be waiting in the wings for a potential opportunity, yeah. From the Rams standpoint, I ain't trying to bring no damn Kyler Murray in there. And then, hey, bruh, nah, you too much of a question mark for me. You too much of a question mark for me, and I don't even know if you the style of quarterback that I really want. If I'm LA, but from his standpoint, hell yeah, I'm trying to get to LA or any type of situation like that.
Another stop could possibly be Atlanta. So they got, they about to get rid of Kurt. If they haven't cut him already, they gonna cut him. And then Penix just
I ain't
he been
mad at that.
kind of injury prone, and I like that system for Kyler Murray. So
I
that
ain't
could
mad
be
at that. I can see Kyler Murray with a Falcons uniform on. Yeah, I can see that.
that because I mean they already got a good running game. They got some weapons. I think they franchise Pitt, so he gonna be there at least another year. They got Drake London. They got my man Mooney on the outside. So they got some pieces. Offensive line straight. So I mean they got pieces offensively that could definitely help him succeed. And then it would just come a question of um how serious he want to take this thing. Like if he take the bull by the horns, and he might have a hell of a camp and put himself in a position to potentially be the starter there.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that. As far as if I'm Kyler Murray, yeah, yeah, I can see Kyler Murray playing playing for the Falcons for some reason. I can see that now. Um, if I'm the Falcons, I'm weighing my options. Now, if
Right.
it's a better, of course, if it's something better out there, I'm what direction we trying to go in. But if it's a situation where it's like Kyler Murray on the table and a bunch of riffraff, then I'm like, shit, yeah, I'll probably bring Kyler Murray in. Penix go out here and be bull driving. We're gonna put Kyler out there and see what we get with him. Might be a situation where he can, do what my boy did in Seattle and turn the tide. Maybe, maybe not. But I ain't mad at Kyler Murray to the Falcons, and they seem like they just be trying stuff anyway. So I ain't mad at that. They just be out there trying to throw stuff and see what stick anyway. So
Hmm.
that seemed like that
It's an
seemed
experiment,
like yeah, that seemed like a good little experiment. They might like to cut a Kyler Murray jib.
maybe. But this all speculation. But I think those would be some good moves potentially for Kyler if he wanted to go that route. Like you said, we don't have no idea what he thinking. Um, we assume that he still want to play football, but I mean, outside of that, we don't know.
Right.
Another free agent, Trey Hendrickson. So he's on the older side, 31. We know uh, the situation kind of got dragged through the mud in Cincinnati, with them not wanting to pay him, and it pretty much was one of the biggest stories of last year's free agency. Like, what they gonna do? They gonna trade him?
Right.
I think he ended up doing like a hold in type situation, and they settled on a little bit more money for him to stay one more year. So now he's an unrestricted free agent. Um, Safe to say he ain't going back to Cincinnati. Uh, it's a lot of teams that can use an edge rusher, but I don't think so. Prior to last year, he led the league in sacks 2 years in a row. Um, I think he's in a position now where teams. I mean, do you know how close is he to being a sack leader at 31 years old? Like, can you
Yeah.
get 80% of that on a new contract? He's an older player too, so it's a little bit of risk that'll be involved in adding a Trey Henderson to the team. But I like his motor. I like the type of player he is. I think he can definitely add something. He been on a bad defense like his whole career for the most part. So you add him to a contender, who knows what that could look like
Should
if
go to the
he's in.
Patriots.
Yeah, yeah. I like that. I really like him to the Patriots. Um, as long as he don't end up in Dallas. Um, Outside of that, obviously we got our own things to worry about in Philly. So I know at one time anybody who's anybody that could potentially be available gonna be linked to Philly in some kind of way, and then you can attribute most of that to our GM Howie Roseman. He probably done made a call about any of the top people that's available, or just kicking the tires if they're not available to see what it's gonna take to make them available. So Hendricks, he fits that too. He was one of them players that obviously Howie kicked the tires on, but it was a weird situation with Cincinnati. Obviously, they didn't want to let him go, but they didn't want to pay him at the same time. So it was a stalemate. Ended up he had to suffer through one last season with Cincinnati. Now he's free to do what he want to do. So um, edge rusher, that's one of those positions that can typically translate in most systems. Um, I say that, and then you think about players like Bryce Huff, who who came to Philly and didn't really do nothing, but that was more of a system fit than anything, and maybe he really even didn't want to be here, which added something to it too. But uh, edge rusher typically is one of those positions that you don't really. It shouldn't take a whole lot for you to do well in a new team, especially if the team that you're going to has things like an interior pass rush. If you got somebody on the other end that's willing to come off the edge just as hard as you. So um, I I really like him going to the Patriots though. I think that makes sense. I don't know. So you already know, and we'll talk about it a little bit later. About the Patriots being linked to some moves that we got going on. So I think those probably I don't know if they do both. I don't know if they do business with us and go out and get a Trey Henderson.
Yeah,
But it's
that
possible.
literally just popped in my head when I said it. Because when you say his name, I'm trying to think like teams that. Because in my mind, if I'm him, I'm trying to go to a team that's probably really good or
Contender.
top contender, and they need somebody at that position. The first team that really came, the first team that really came to mind was the Rams, and I was like, nah, Rams don't really need them. I mean, you can always make your strength stronger, but
Right.
I was thinking like a good move for him and them probably would be like the Patriots. That's what I was thinking, probably like the Patriots, something like that.
Hmm.
Um, I think that would be dope for them, especially with what they already got going on the back end, on the front end. Pair him with them boys they already got. Woo.
Let's eat. Let's eat. So we gotta talk about the Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker the third, who I always have liked this game out of Seattle. They kind of run a two back system. Him and Zach Charbonnet. They had, obviously a hell of a year last year. Charbonnet ends up getting hurt, and either did he get hurt in the playoffs or the last game of the season? I don't remember.
I think he got
Um,
hurt in the playoffs. I could be
but
wrong, but
season-ending injury, which forced Kenneth Walker to step up and be the man, and turn that into a bag. So the question mark with him is, are they gonna run it back with him, or is it a situation where they say, "Hey, go test the water, see what you can get, and if it makes sense, we'll try to match it." But
with Kenneth Walker,
with Kenneth Walker, but we gotta think that Charbonnet coming off an injury, so he not gonna be ready to carry the complete load by himself. And then it's not anybody of Kenneth Walker's caliber behind them. So if you let him walk, that's gonna be a big risk because you ain't got nobody. You ain't got nobody. But I don't know their money situation because I think JSN he didn't play himself into a hell of a bag. He about to get paid um after the year he just had. So I don't know if you pay it. I don't know if you pay him both. His stock, Keenan Walker's stock can't be no higher than it is right now. So I guess that's another one of them situations where what do you value more? Are you gonna go get your payday, or you gonna go back to a familiar system, take a hometown discount, and see how that shake out? So I don't know. But if let's say he goes for a payday, what, what if he go to the
do
Chiefs?
you saying Kenneth Walker got to go for a
Yeah,
payday? Yeah, if I'm
yeah,
Kenneth Walker, I gotta go for a payday on whether it's with Seattle or not, just off the strength of the position.
right.
You can't take less value. Now you kind of messing the market up for all the other running backs. And y'all just getting
That's
it
true.
back straight. So it ain't no way in that type of situation. You kind of got to look out for everybody, and you looking out for yourself too because you're getting the bag. But even if you wanted, I wouldn't do the running back position like that. I got to go get this bag for everybody.
With that being said, we talked about it. We talked about the Chiefs situation earlier. What about Kenneth Walker going to the Chiefs? That might be a move. I don't know if they're willing to drop top dollar on him,
Right.
but maybe. It ain't like
Maybe.
they got a whole bunch of weapons that they paying right now.
Depending on what they got going on, what they trying to do, but that'd be a dope move. Outside of whether they can make it or not. That's a I like that move.
Outside of that, so the Texans they just got they just made a move too. They just traded for somebody.
Somebody else just let a running back go too. Was it the Texans?
The Texans just traded for a running back. They just traded for. Let me see.
Who Mixon was playing for?
He was playing for them, but remember he was hurt. He ain't play at all last year.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
he
they
just.
just the
I,
Texans. The Texans just traded for David Montgomery.
yeah, I think they just released Mixon too, like same around the same time, like that.
Yeah,
But
bro didn't play at all last year.
that's a dope move.
Yeah, I like Montgomery. I like Montgomery when he was playing for the Bears. It's just it was the Bears, so he ain't really have a chance to like really show what he can do. And in a position as dependent as running back, you gotta have some pieces. You gotta have one, the offensive line. Then you gotta have a threat of a passing game to really like get out. That's why we saw Saquon go from good to great in Philly because he went from having, nothing to having everything and being able to showcase what he looked like when he hit the second level and he hit it many times in 2024. But when it comes to David Montgomery, similar situation. He showed flashes of being like that bell cow type running back, but when he got to Detroit, he was really able to like showcase what he could do with an offensive line, an offensive coordinator, a decent quarterback. He had more to showcase, and then he had to split. He had to split time with Gibbs. Obviously, we knew that they weren't going to be able to keep them both. And if you got to choose between Gibbs and whoever, it's probably going to be Gibbs. So he probably about to end up getting a bag either this year or next year. So I mean, from that standpoint, who do you who do you bring in to kind of be that Knuckles replacement? Now you did mention Mixon. If he's healthy, that might be you wouldn't do that if you was Detroit.
He missed the whole season. What kind of injury he had?
I don't know. I don't know what he had, but whatever it was, he missed the whole season. Messed up.
It's hard for me to really answer that, dude, because I would have to know more about Mixon,
Joe
what he
Mixon.
got going on. But just off the strength of that, I got to know more. I can't really just say Mixon. If we
It's a
bring it,
foot.
I don't know. It
He missed
depends
the
on
whole
it.
season due to a foot.
It depends on who else available, because you gotta think if
They
Gibbs
said
go
they
down,
said it's
because
something serious.
Gibbs pretty much been healthy since he been there. If Gibbs
Right.
go down, this is no longer about a 1-2 punch. This is a one punch, and all we got is Mixon. So so you gotta keep that in mind too. So it really if I'm Detroit, it really kind of depends on what my options are. Now, would I bring him in and let him be the third option? Yeah, oh yeah, come on. Yeah, you can be in the running back room.
Now I do
Uh,
like so they have a running back. They had a running back, last name Reynolds. I like his game, so
bring them spoons.
he might be in line to potentially be a 1-2 punch. I don't know about his contract situation. Reynolds, running back. Oh,
Detroit,
the Patriots. So never mind.
Detroit gonna mess around and doggone see some of their best players damn gone.
Go to other teams and get off.
Not, I mean, they getting off with them, but they ain't got nothing to show for it. So that's
Right.
what I'm saying. Like they gonna mess around and not even go to a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl, and look back at them rosters like, damn.
Happen every year. But I mean, that's why we said it multiple times last season and just in general. It's like you gotta strike while the iron hot. Cause you got a roster don't mean you gonna make nothing shake.
Yeah,
Um
don't mean a Mimi
and
Tata.
they got hit with some injuries real bad 2 years ago. And even last year they got hit with a couple injuries, but not as bad as they did 2 years ago when we ended up winning it all. Uh, but that's just the nature of the beast. It takes so much to win a championship. You gotta have the right roster. You gotta have the right coaches. You gotta have the luck factor. Um, really, I mean, those are the three main things. Yeah, luck. Oh, and injuries. You gotta be able to stay healthy. So if you don't have one of the four, you screwed. And then even if you got all four of them, you can still get put out the playoffs in the first round. So football is just one of them sports, man, where you only get one shot. So do not miss your chance to blow.
One shot, one opportunity.
but we got
You
to
gotta
talk
lose
about
yourself in the moment.
when we talk about free agents. We got our own stuff to worry about here in Philly. Three of our biggest free agents that we set to possibly lose. We got N'Kobe Dean, Reed Blankenship, Jalen Phillips. I'm hearing that out of the three, we're really trying to make a heavy push to hang on to Phillips, more so than the other two. It's kind of a foregone conclusion that we're probably gonna lose Dean. Reed Blankenship, that's a question mark. We already know what Reed Blankenship brings to the table, but by that same token, I don't know if we necessarily pay him. We definitely don't pay him top dollar just because of what all we got going on, but um, he might end up being the odd man out just because of what we got going on. Appreciate everything he did while he been here. He's been one of our favorite Eagles on the defense from a consistent standpoint. He just been balling ever since he got his chance in that Green Bay game. When he picked off Aaron Rodgers, like I've been a fan of him ever since. But he's gonna be looking to get a new contract. He's been one. I think this past year he was actually a captain of the team and the defense. You already know he's one of the better cover safeties, but he also will come down and thump a little bit. But out of these three in particular, which one do you personally think
Man,
you gotta keep? Marry, what they say, marry, fuck, kill.
this is like if you scroll by one of these posts on social media, this one of them posts where you like, "Man, we keeping all of them. I ain't
Right.
answering that. I ain't even answering that." But man, this is hard. But just being realistic, just off of because me on a personal level and just like player, not personal and just like player wise, oh, I'm keeping the Kobe Dean. And he just do so much. I gotta keep Dean. I'm give a damn who we drafted last year. Don't care who we draft in the future. I'm keeping Dean. But just off some realistic stuff, you gotta look at the standpoint of they just drafted Buddy last year. Um, Dean is injury prone. Reed Blankenship. Um, Reed Blankenship. Now, so a couple of things I say about Reed Blankenship. You might, I don't know how much Reed Blankenship is, how much he worth, like how what he going for, like what the market trying to play for him, and if you can match that, it can't be too high, but it ain't. I'm saying, but at the same time, it probably ain't that low just for the simple fact of people been watching Reed Blankenship, especially people in our division. Um, so they gonna be willing to pay him out the strength of we get him away from Philly, and we probably need a safety. So I can see somebody in our division trying to get both of them. Um, hell no. But
I don't know about that one, Freddie.
nah, hell no. But I will say this though, and Buddy done said it multiple times. Dude, we be watching on YouTube sometimes, but they always be talking about the Kobe Dean.
Top
He
Billy.
did, yeah, he did. He did stress that. What's Buddy name that we just drafted?
Oh, you talking about
Well, anyway, him, the
yeah, out of
linebacker.
Alabama.
He did stress that he would play much better in Bond's role than the Kobe Dean's role.
He has said that, yeah.
He said that from day one before he even as soon as we drafted him. So in that type of situation, if I'm not trading Bond, but if Bond was gone, you could put Bond in that role. And I like what's the other linebacker we got? Not the
Jahad
not
Campbell, that's him. You talking about
John
Trotter though.
Trotter. I like him and Trotter. if that was the case, that we didn't have Bond. I think that would be a hell of a duo. And then my boy in the background, but he going to his second year. He ain't played yet, so I can't really speak
Right.
on him. But that's still my guy. But yeah. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Reed, the situation with Reed Blankenship. I don't know how much we would have to pay him. Um, but I can see two things with Reed Blankenship. I can see him taking a deal just to stay with Philly,
Hmm.
or he might not have to take a deal just because it ain't too high out of our range. We don't mind playing you that
Right.
Blankenship.
He
Um,
the type of player that we would figure it out with.
yeah, he is. But this is the my caveat to that. He also just had a baby, and I can also see Reed Blanket just from knowing his personality and hearing him talk and knowing people. I can also hear him being like, "Well, I kind of gotta go take this bag over here because I feel like I got a family now. I gotta take the most money available. I gotta, what I'm saying, I didn't want to leave Philly, but I had a talk with Coot and some other players and my team and my wife, and we decided, we probably need to do this, whatever. I can see both of those things with Reed. Now, if he was single or he didn't just have a baby, I could see Reed for sure working something out for the team. So I don't know how he gonna feel about that. But Reed is also a guy who was like, bro, I got enough money. Like I know how to make this. You know what I'm saying? It's it's a lot of stuff going on with Reed.
Oh, that's easy work
But
right
to
there.
me, I'm keeping all three of them, like I said. But anyway, and then Jalen Phillips. He Jalen Phillips, baby. If I gotta
Yeah.
keep somebody out
Yeah.
of them with all
We
the stuff
gotta
I
be.
just said, I'm keeping Jalen Phillips, man.
Yeah.
Bring him back. And then we still got he'll be a hell of a duo over there with him and Nolan, you know what I'm saying, on that side. And then we
And
still
Hunt.
got and then we got
And
Hunt
Hunt.
over there on the other side. We gonna pair somebody up with him, and then we gonna rock out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do what we do. But Jalen Phillips, you got out of these three, based on the things I just said, you gotta bring back Jalen Phillips. If you gotta pick one, I'm bringing back Jalen Phillips.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
me personally, I'm bringing back the Kobe Deans, and I ain't going back and forth with you.
Now, Freddie said that 9 million a year would probably keep Reed.
That ain't bad.
That's
That
not
ain't bad just off of strength of if you let Reed go and we get somebody trash at that position, we're gonna be wishing we
hey,
paid him 10. We're gonna
hey,
be wishing we paid him 10 a year.
we know what it feel like to not have uh pieces on
And
the
then
back end.
they gonna end up spending 9 altogether, bringing all these other dudes in when you could have just brought Reed in for 9, and he don't even really be getting hurt like that.
Everything is out there. Who we talking about? Who can walk? We talking about Reed?
He probably talking about Reed, but this the thing about being replaceable. Just because he's not the best free safety in the league don't mean you gonna replace him. We could get
Right.
somebody in there that's trash and you gonna be wishing you had Reed. So just because you feel like he replaceable don't mean we are gonna replace him. Don't mean we gonna bring the right guy in for the job and then you gonna be wishing we had Reed. So a lot of times when people be like, let this person go, he replaceable, then we bring the replacement in and they trash. And you're gonna be wishing you had somebody that can steady the ship. So it ain't that simple. But I feel where you coming from, but it ain't that simple.
I don't know about Reed being. You gotta put some respect on
Oh
my
yeah,
boy
yeah. You on the
Ed
wrong
Reed
channel, homie. You
Blankenship.
gotta put some respect on it. Read it. Terrible. What you been watching? Yeah, yeah. I don't know what you been watching, bro. Your eyes suspect. Bring that message back up, cause I ain't get to finish reading. I feel like it was some more bull job on there. Dean can't stay healthy. He might. Yeah, I did say Dean can't stay healthy, but he might.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know about the
I
change of
think
scenery part. I don't think.
thing about Dean is I just don't think we can afford him. Now, obviously, if we had our choice, yeah, come on back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
I
bringing
just
back
don't
Dean.
think
I don't
I
give a
just don't
damn if
think
he
we
out
can
there in the
afford
wheelchair. Yeah, put his ass out there in the
him.
wheelchair, and he go
he's
nah.
he's still gonna be out there picking off
But
screen.
that was part of my point too. Dean, you know what I'm saying? We already just got Jahad Campbell, and then Dean, he ain't you can't really pay him just off the strength of we ain't never really seen him stay healthy. So we'll have to let him go for that. I wouldn't want to let him go, but yeah, I just based off of stuff like that, you gotta let
Yeah,
Dean
that's a
go.
bit that's a bit
Um
pricey for Dean. We
yeah, I
gotta be
wouldn't yeah, I wouldn't be able to
do
pay
that.
Dean for I wouldn't be able to pay Dean the 14 a year.
Not with
But
not
Dean
what
is
he
my
worth.
guy. Dean is my guy. CJ. Yeah,
He said
yeah.
whatever
CJ was
that
straight.
is.
Yeah, CJ was straight. I ain't he ain't. But But yeah, I'm bringing back Jalen Phillips, man. But ain't no part of my spirit rolling with no Reed Blankenship is trash. I don't. You been see either this is what's going on. Either you blind, or you been listening to other people who can't stand Reed because they seen him miss one tackle and then they got mad and then they just ran off with that the whole time. This and that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Freddie, on that one. I'm with you when you're right. Just because, like, we seen what it looked like when you missing a piece like Blankenship on the back end. Because you gotta think from a continuity standpoint too. First of all, we losing our defensive backs coach, so we already don't know like how big of a loss that's gonna be on the field. We know them boys didn't want it to happen, but at the same time, you
It's the
gotta tip
NFL.
your hat up. It's the NFL, so you gotta do your job.
Yeah, you gotta take your promotions when you can get them.
Freddie
You
said
gotta take
trade
your.
that bond. Yeah, I can't subscribe to that one though, Freddie.
Yeah, I
Can't do
ain't.
it.
Yeah, I can't get Bond
Can't
up
do
out of
it.
there.
That number two corner spot on the roster is questionable. That's what they need to fix.
Questionable. It's
I'm with you on
past
that one.
questionable.
Yeah, yeah, it
That's I
ain't even
don't.
questionable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
ain't no
ain't even
question.
no
We
question. We
gotta
know the
fill
answer.
that ASAP with a great player. That's why I want it. I want
We
that
know
old
the
buddy
answer to
from.
that one.
There's a few people that I wanted. I definitely would have took my guy from Kansas City, but he already gone. I said that like soon as they said something a while ago that he might end. They probably wasn't gonna be able to pay him. And he probably was
You
gonna be
talking
gone. I was
about
like,
Reed?
damn,
You
huh?
talking about Reed is out it? He said he can't open field tackle.
Who can't open field tackle? Who you talking
he
about?
gotta be he gotta be talking about Reed because that's who we defending right now. I watch every single game live in person.
Shit, you
Me
ain't
too.
you got you wear glasses? Do you wear your glasses to the game?
Let's lose to Jeff Stoutland is more important than that. Let's lose. Let's
Yeah, I don't,
lose, and Jeff Stoutland is more
yeah, I
important
don't
than
know what. I ain't reading that no more. I don't know what he was trying to say.
that. I thought I was slow.
Nah, I read it one time. I was like, yeah, I mean, what's more
Who's more
Bond?
valuable, our team, Bond or Dean? Valuable? It's kind of hard to put either one of them as more valuable because you need a tandem of
Yeah,
linebackers in order to be. You can't say because it's like it's one A and one B. They was that good together. I tell you what, I don't want to find out what it looked like with both of them gone.
yeah, me either.
But I can't
And I
answer
feel
that one,
like that
Freddie.
about the whole defense. Like
Right,
you can't just have go back to the 2023 season. It was people out there that was looking more trash than they was based off of it was other people beside them that was trash.
right.
So if he ain't doing his job, I can't do my job efficiently. You know what I'm saying? And I might be trying to do his job, or you know what I'm saying? Or I'm expecting him to do his job. So it's really hard to say. You need a tandem, and you really need all the players around, especially at the linebacker position.
Mr. Izadi, you got my attention. You got my attention now. That's what we've been talking about
Yeah, we
all since AJ been pulling this version of his BS. This
right.
is the move that we've been talking about. Before the
The
talks
trade
was heating
deadline.
up, all yeah,
I
the
was
trade
saying that
deadline.
before the trade
I'm
deadline.
talking straight up.
Let's trade before the trade deadline last year. I wanted to trade AJ for Gunzo. I don't care how whatever else y'all got to do with the picks and all. I don't. Hey, I ain't that ain't my business. The money, the picks. All I know is we need Gunzo in the building. Of AJ going to the Patriots, and I've been seeing talks about the Patriots possibly getting AJ like they've been talking to Philly, and I'm looking at what they talking about the
Yeah,
potential compensation could be. I've seen like a
trash.
first and a third. I'm like, what the hell Gunzo at? Like,
Right.
I don't want no first and no third.
We trying to
Give
win
me
now.
Gunzo. Now
We
y'all can
trying to
put
win now.
what other picks y'all need to put in there after Gunzo. Hey, that's up to y'all. But if we traded him to anywhere, it need to be for a corner. If we trade, I don't care where we trade him to. They need to have a. If we trade him to Cleveland, give me Denzel Ward. If we trade wherever he going, we need a corner.
Facts. We don't draft Makuba if Reed is the answer. But we drafted Makuba to play beside Reed though.
Yeah,
You
we
need
we didn't.
you know we need two safeties, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I think we drafted Makuba after we let CJ go.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did because Makuba was supposed to be the same type of safety as CJ.
Yeah, I don't think Makuba and Reed got nothing to do with it. See,
Mm-mm.
see, see. You're throwing me off here. You showing your colors, me.
Cause you threw the AJ thing out there. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Bond is a great player, but I feel like Campbell can feel. See, that's the thing. We know what Bond is. We don't know what Campbell is. I'm not ready to throw
Yeah,
away
yeah.
what we
Anytime.
know in Bond for the potential. Because
Mm-hmm.
Campbell might have just be a flash in the pan. We don't know. Now, do I think he a flash in the pan? No, I don't. I think he a baller, but I'm just not ready to go out on the whim at a position that's so pivotal as linebacker. We know what it looked like when Philly don't have linebackers, and
And
Bond is proven.
anytime you use the words like feel like we ain't in the business of feel like it. We need to know. We need to know you feel like hey nah. And what you why you want to trade Bond anyway? Like what you trying to? I don't even
Because
know
he
how that
want
came
his
up.
because his thing is he want to trade Bond to keep Dean. That's his whole thing. That's what he's saying. In order to keep Dean,
Oh
he
hell
trade
no!
Bond. Yeah, and
And I'm
put
only
Jahad
saying that
Campbell
I'm
in
on
Bond's
now.
spot.
Now, if Dean wasn't like an injury prone type guy, I'm with you. Whatever we got to do to keep Dean, maybe. But nah, Dean too risky to trade Bond. The trade Bond to try to keep him, and they don't even play the same position.
We won the Super Bowl. They asked AJ Brown how did he feel. He said he didn't feel fulfilled. That's some James Harden shit. No matter what you do, we won't be happy. Hey, we can't. We don't
Yeah,
know
AJ.
about
Yeah,
James Harden because he ain't never won no championship.
yeah, AJ can. Yeah, he AJ can kick rocks.
Hmm
He can get up out of here. AJ can kick rocks.
Still a dog. Let's be
Yeah,
clear. We
nah,
still
I ain't
think
gonna
he a top
top.
two, top three wide
Top
receiver
three.
in this
Hey, I'm
league.
saying he top three. I feel
But
like, bro, when he on and clicking, and hey, top three for his body type,
yeah,
size, speed, what he can
and
do. Top three, and I ain't going back and forth with you.
when he locked in, if that's the case, why they having talks to bring CJ back? Because you
Man,
always need good players on the
hold on,
team.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Philadelphia ain't having fans are talking about bringing them. Fans that never
every
wanted
time,
him to leave are talking
every time
about bringing.
CJ leave, it's talks about bringing him back.
Yeah,
Literally,
yeah.
every time we let him go.
I don't think Howie and they ain't talking about bringing. Who talking about bringing him back as fans who never wanted him to go?
Right. AJ is an amazing player, but like T.O. was, he's a problem in the media. Ticking time bomb. I don't care about spectators criticizing Jalen. Can't have the receivers doing it. Yeah, I mean we over the AJ thing for, and again, this ain't got nothing to do with his play on the field because he a top two, top three receiver in this league when he locked in. That ain't we not questioning his capability on the field, but we just over the media circus that come with it every week in and week out. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm tired of that
He taking
same
away from the team at this point.
yeah. And he throwing Jalen under the bus.
He throwing the whole team. He throwing
Yeah.
Jalen under the bus, the coaches under the bus. Like, bro, you ain't nah. You just at this point, you more of a liability than an asset.
hmm How he's asking for a pick swap in the first round, second round player, Zay Flowers.
I don't know what you're talking about.
A pick swap with New England or you talking about the Ravens? Cause ain't that who Zay play for right now?
Yeah, he played for the Ray. Hey, who told you this? What you talking about? What you? Yeah, so how he just out here leaking his moves? Like how
Right.
you making that up?
Mine
Like
needs
what?
to retire in Philly. I agree with that. I'm good with that for now.
I don't know about retiring Philly, but he ain't about to leave now. It
Right.
ain't. Hey, he don't need to be up out of
God
there
is
now.
good. This was his first year in the defense. Oh yeah, we not. We
Nobody
not.
ain't
We
seen.
not. Yeah, we're not criticizing Campbell. Campbell is a dog. He a young talent. We just saying that I wouldn't thrust him into a starting role just to
Over
get a
Bond.
play
That's basically
right
what we're
over
saying.
Bond. Yeah. We're not taking
Basically,
him
yeah.
over Bond at this point in his career. Now, could he end up being even better than Bond? Absolutely. We drafted him in the first round for a reason. Um, but he needs the proper time to develop at the same time.
Yeah,
Let's see.
we ain't said nothing negative about Jihad.
Yeah. We
I
rock
like
with
Jihad.
y'all. Save money to sign Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and a lot of other players who on rookie contract. Now, but were you talking about still trading somebody? He's still talking about trading Bond.
Save money.
Nah, I don't think we keep both Carter and Davis. Now, in a perfect world, I would love to keep them both, but we just reached that part. We reached that part where like everybody balled out, so we can't keep everybody. Now, if somebody was lacking, if somebody had like a couple seasons where maybe they was injury prone or just not doing their job, then maybe we could keep more players. But when everybody ball out, we just can't keep everybody. That's the NFL, baby.
So you want to let Bond go to sign basically Jordan Davis because you know Jalen Carter gonna get signed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't subscribe to it.
Is Bond worth breaking up Jordan Davis? They gonna
Oh,
get
how you
broken up
say?
regardless,
Hey,
though.
hold on, bro. Hey, I understand the Jordan Davis, but how did out of all the players on the team,
Right?
how
Why
the hell
Bond
did
got to
Bond
go?
get? Yeah, how did Bond get singled out of everybody on the team that could be making way for Jordan Davis? Well, I mean, I don't understand what's going on.
Smitty, Smitty not ready to be. What? Come on, Exotic.
If Smitty ain't ready to be a one yet, he ain't never gonna be ready to be
Right,
a one.
right. Come on now, Exotic.
Smitty definitely could be a one. You just got to bring in. The thing about having a number one wide receiver is you got to bring in somebody else on the other side of him. Like if Smitty gonna be the one, we just got to just bring in some more great wide receivers. Bring in you know what I'm saying? I got my people on the table that I wouldn't mind bringing in. We could bring in Waddle. We could bring in what's my guy from New Orleans?
Talking about Lave,
We can bring in Chris Olave. We can bring in what's my guy from the Jets?
um, Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. We can bring in a Garrett Wilson. Third wide receiver. We can go get a
Your
Bourne
boy,
from the
your
49ers.
boy.
And I
I knew
think I
you was
just
about to
see
say that.
we can go hey, that's my guy. But I think I just seen him doing an interview. I didn't watch the interview yet, but I think he just did an interview. It might have been with Ryan Clark then, but somebody, and he was saying he wanted to stay with the 49ers or something like that. But of course players gonna say that. He just come we gonna come bring you to Philly. But I wouldn't mind bringing Dotson back.
Yeah, but
Yeah, this I
Dotson
think this
probably.
I think
I think Dotson in the same place or similar to Dean. Well, we not gonna be able to afford that.
yeah. I'm just this for me
But yeah,
personally what I
personally,
would do.
yeah,
But yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely would bring J Dot.
Yeah. He probably I already had been said, yeah, we probably it's a lot of people that probably won't be back, especially like somebody like Dotson and stuff. Like people who basically we don't really utilize anyway. It's gonna be interesting to see who which of these wide receivers really get to play a full camp with Jalen, and also it'll be interesting to see how the coordinators and the new offensive coordinators and stuff like that to try to incorporate using the third wide receiver more. And
Mhm.
and I personally, like I always say, I still don't think we use the tight end enough. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what new things we do.
Now I agree with this exotic. Jordan did
Yeah,
outplay
yeah,
Jalen
he
this
did for
year,
sure.
and
He did.
it ain't even close. But we can also attribute that to the fact that Jalen Carter was hurt.
Yeah, he came in. He
Um,
limped into the
he can't.
season.
Yeah, he just this just one of them seasons where it started off rocky for him. It was a rough training camp. He didn't really get to practice all off season. Then he get into the season. basically with no shoulders, and you can't play D tackle or football with no shoulders.
What
Um,
happened was what should have happened was he should have, when camp and all that was going on, he should have either kept resting, or he should have, if he needed some surgery then, and just took care of that on the front end instead of trying to play through because you started in the 17 game season with nah, bro. So he probably should have took care of that on the front end. That kind of remind me of the Deshaun Jackson situation where he waited so late to get that surgery, and he was like, man, I should have did this from the beginning and I would have been straight.
hold on. Who not CD Lamb? Who we talking about? You talking about Smitty? Smitty hands better than CD Lamb, and I ain't going back and forth with you on that one. I didn't see I didn't see CD drop too many balls that matter.
Yeah,
That's
CD
all I'm
ain't.
gonna say about that.
And
Now,
even if he wasn't, what that got to do with him being the number one in Philly? I don't
right?
understand. I don't understand.
Because
Well, I
here's
mean,
the
how
thing,
how
and
did
I like
how did
I
C?
like CD Lamb.
Me
CD
too.
Lamb is a
Yeah,
dog.
CD
He
Lamb,
held
CD Lamb a
after the
dog.
catch. He held after the catch. He got
Man,
speed. He got everything that you want from a wide receiver.
man,
Coming into the league, the only question that I had was, could he be a number one wide receiver? Because when he was getting off initially, it was in the slot. But when he got the opportunity, he proved he could be a number one wide receiver. Ain't no more questions for
and he
me.
was and he was dropping passes. Then he been
Then,
his whole career he been
yeah,
dropping stuff. It's games he caused Dallas against us early in his career because he was dropping passes.
he
But
did it the first game against us this past year.
yeah,
First game last year.
it was one game with him and what's old boy name they traded to the Browns, wide
Amari Cooper.
receiver. Amari, man, it was one game him and Amari both was out there dropping everything. But
That's what CD do. Y'all remember his rookie seat? His rookie, yeah, the only weapon, right? Tell me how that look.
you talking about
You mean when he broke the rookie record for the Eagles? Is that what you mean? I remember. He
you had
talking
like
about Smitty.
yeah, I know, but I don't understand what he trying to. I mean, he had a good rookie season. I don't understand them. And on top of
And we
that,
was a
he
run
was a
first. And
rookie.
we was a run first team. That's when we first got the formula going.
Yeah, I don't understand what you trying to get at. Like, I don't ain't nothing you really said being valid. Like, it's
Wide
like you trying to
receiver
force us
is
to not
tight
like
end.
Smitty or something.
And if we being honest, if you think about any of the biggest, I'm talking about the biggest big time catches that the Eagles have had since Smitty been on the roster, who done made them?
It's been
Like
Smitty for
when
sure.
you with your eyes closed, think about all our biggest moments. Who done made the biggest catches out of this? What he been in the league 5 years, 5 6 years, something like that. However long he been in the league. You ain't even gotta think hard. The biggest plays that we made through the air, Smitty been catching all of them.
But
And
this is what I'm
that's
trying to
Super Bowl.
understand. Where the hell did CD Lamb come from? Like they just came out of nowhere. Y'all crazy. I'm like, bro, we ain't even said nothing about CD. Where he came from? Bro,
Yeah,
just
I don't
came
know.
out of nowhere. He ain't better than CD Lamb. Like what? I mean,
I
where
think
that came from?
I think bro smoking his name. But but nah, but when it comes, Smitty for sure can be a number one wide receiver. And like you said, if he can't, he never will be because he been in the league long enough to know how this thing works. He came from a big time school in Alabama where he played big time ball. He probably Smitty one of the most decorated wide receivers in the National Football League. He got national championships. He got a Super Bowl ring. He got everything that you would want.
Ain't him and AJ ain't neither one of them being what they been the last two seasons without each other. Like
Right, right.
you know what I'm saying. So even if we do let that's cut. Oh my god,
But
I don't even really I don't even
it's
really want to have this conversation.
it's two different styles of offense too, though. Like you got to think about Smitty could command a double team, but we don't run the style of offense that would even
Hold on,
command
check
you to
this out.
double team our wide receivers.
I agree. And then on top of that, how many times do you see a team play How many times do you see a team play against another team and they double team both wide? You do
Right.
know they be double teaming AJ. They not gonna double team AJ
You
and
can't.
Smitty.
Ain't no way you gonna commit
You know what I'm
four
saying?
players
But
to
if
two.
it but when is the games where AJ be hurt, they double Smitty.
And he still get off. They had the same body caliber. That's why man. You over here comparing apples to condoms right now. I ain't going back and forth with
They
you
got
on
the
that
same
one.
who got the same body count? I don't
He
understand what he
talking about
talking about.
he talking about Smitty. He's saying the reason why he brought up CD is because he got a similar body type to Smitty, and that ain't true
That's why
because
I'm lost.
CD is a bigger wide receiver than Smitty.
He way bigger than Smitty.
Smitty just play big, but Smitty small as hell. That's another thing towards Smitty is even though he a small receiver, he play big.
Nah, he out there dicing them up, putting them boys
Yeah,
in the blender.
going across the middle with it. Now, don't nobody get hit harder than Smitty either.
And on top of that though, even though he's saying that's first off
Right there.
the reason he just brought up was bogus. They got the same. They don't got. See,
They
that's
don't.
how you disqualify yourself in the conversation right there. You just brought up something that was so bogus. They got the same body.
don't.
What? It ain't.
They
They
don't.
ain't nowhere. They don't got the same style. They don't got the same style of
Different,
game. They don't got the
two
same
completely
body
different wide
type.
receivers.
They didn't even grow up in the same
The
neighborhood.
only thing, the only thing
They
they
ain't never
got in
even had
common,
on green at the same time. No,
the
and
only
what you
thing
say?
they got in common is that they both know what it feel like to catch touchdown passes from Hurts. That's
Yeah, but yeah,
it.
nah, that was left field. I don't know where the CD Lamb stuff came from. But even on top of that, that ain't CD Lamb ain't got nothing to do with Smitty being the number one in Philly. Like I ain't, and then on top, and then my whole point is you got to bring in even if we didn't have Smitty, AJ not being AJ without another good wide receiver on the other side. So I'm saying that to say even with Smitty being the number one, we got to bring in another good wide
He
receiver on the
had
other side of
four
him.
4,000 yard passing. And the reason they got 4,000 yards passing in Dallas is because they commit themselves to the pass. They
Yeah, they a
don't run the,
passing team.
they didn't run the ball until last year. And
They a
before
passing.
last year, they didn't run the ball since prime time Zeke. So of
It's
course
a
you're
few.
gonna have 4,000 yard passer when that's what you want to do is pass the ball, but it don't. It's not. It's no winning involved in that though. You
And
just step.
they've said that in the media that they pass. Matter of fact, that's why they fired old boy because that's how what was they coach they head coach
McCarthy.
that's how McCarthy became the play caller because he was talking about them passing the ball too much. Then he did the
Hmm.
same
And he
thing.
did the same thing.
But
In the
I'm telling,
lose.
like, I don't know what y'all be doing, but I really be paying attention to what's going on, especially in the NFC East. Like a lot, like my boy was like, I've been watching all the games and live and in per. No, bro, I be watching the games. I'm watching the interviews. I'm
Hmm.
listening to how they talking.
Locked in.
All this. But what I'm saying is Dallas is a passing team. They a passing team. They pass first, and the knock on them is that they don't run the ball enough, and that the knock on them is that they don't run the ball enough, and when they do run the ball efficiently, they usually win.
Hmm.
That's the knock on them, and it's been for the last few years. Even when they was losing all them games to San Fran, everybody was like, "Bro, they ain't got no run game. They're not getting the run game going." The games they was winning was the games they was running the ball. And then on top of that, not only that, but a lot of times with Dallas, they also are a team that's gonna continue to pass the ball if they up by 5 touchdowns. They gonna keep passing the ball, passing the ball. They running the score up. And then when they not in that situation, they in the other games they in, when they down, they gonna try to pass their way back into the game. And that getting garbage, that's just what they do. If you pay
Hmm.
attention to Dallas, you would know exactly why they have a lot of passing yards. They ain't got nothing really to do with them having CD Lamb.
Nah,
I
they
mean,
just don't.
he had that catching the ball, but it ain't like he the main reason. Like it's because of how they team built and they mindset in these games. You can watch them and tell how they play. Like I said, if they up by 1,000,000 points, they gonna keep passing that ball. If they down by 1,000,000 points, they gonna try to pass their way back into the game. It's not that's what they do.
And George Pickens was the best wide receiver on that team last year.
Yeah, he was.
by
He was
far.
for sure. I like CD though. Like
He a beast.
and it took a while for CD to really show that he was a number one wide
That
receiver. He didn't show CD didn't show he was a number one wide receiver right away. He
no, he
CD
didn't.
CD CD just started showing he was a number one wide receiver. I think in like was that the
When
twenty
they
twenty
got
three
rid of
season?
Coop, whenever like
It-
they got rid of Coop, and it was just they literally didn't have nobody else to throw the ball to but CD.
Nah, not even like when they got rid of Coop 2022.
Something like that. I don't remember the
I
exact
don't
year.
even think I don't even think it was right away. I think that 2023 season was the year CD showed that he was a number one wide receiver, and that was recent. Before that, he wasn't. He still was kind of questionable. Now he was a good wide receiver, but in 2023, I feel like that's when he really showed he was a number one wide receiver.
See, I had a 4,000 yard pass every year because they're trailing up. I mean, that's kind of proving not what we've been saying. It's not because they got this prolific passing game. It's just the fact that they choose to commit to the pass over the run. Now, last year they ran the ball pretty good, I would say, because I think old
Yeah,
boy got over 1,000 yards last year. He got off,
yeah,
so
that's
that
best
was
one of
one
their
of their
best showings
better.
in a while.
That was one of their better rushing performances that they didn't put out in the past few years. But even with that, it really didn't amount to much. But I mean, that's the formula for success,
Nah,
usually.
it ain't even. It ain't even. He said, "Y'all not the only smart." It ain't even about being smart. I'm just telling you what's really going on. Like I ain't see this. A lot of people. A lot of people when it could be any sport, football, boxing, basketball. A lot of people instead of talking about what's really going on, a lot of people just pay favoritism on their favorite player or their favorite team or nah, if somebody not doing what they supposed to do, I'm gonna say it. And if they are, like I don't really try to have no biases when it comes to this stuff, regardless of team. And it can even be it's been plenty of times I'm picking other players over Eagles players or whatever. Like I don't really have no biases to Eagles players or the Eagles team or whatever's going on. Now if I feel like Smitty couldn't be a number one, I say Smitty couldn't be a number one. Just like when I was saying I used to didn't feel that great about Dak. I used to be like, man, Dak. I still feel like he ain't a great playoff quarterback, but a regular season quarterback. When Cowboys fans trying to talk crap about Dak, I'm like, bro, y'all crazy. Dak he might not he ain't gonna get you doing a Super Bowl, but regular season quarterback, you can't deny he gon' he gonna do his thing in the regular season for the most part. And I think he got he sometimes he have a problem with big games sometimes, but that's usually in the playoffs. During the regular season, that gonna be that unless they playing like the 49ers or something like that.
I mean, he definitely. Shout out to Robert Wesley. He definitely off to a better start to his career now. The thing that like when these two players stop playing, um, CD probably will have more yards because he's utilized more. Um, CD is more of a I don't even know if you can call him a bell cow wide receiver, but how we look at a bell cow running back, that's how he's used at the wide receiver position. Um,
And he should be.
yeah, so I mean, from that standpoint, the numbers are probably going to be better for CD, but you have to really like understand the impact of Smitty to even have the real debate about who you would prefer to have on your team.
And they like I was saying before, they're two different style of players. Like
Right.
CD, I think Smitty got better hands than CD, but CD with that ball in his hands after the catch, oh man, his
Yeah.
foot. Oh man, that boy
Nasty. He
nasty.
nasty.
CD, I don't even know. I'm trying to think if it's anybody better with that ball in their hand. Man, he just
After the catch,
and he a tough tackle. Like he ain't no easy
probably
tackle.
Jamar Chase.
He
Jamar
ain't
Chase nasty after the catch.
he nasty after the catch. I think he nasty. But I think Jamar Chase nasty after the catch because of his speed and agility. I think CD just his
He like
foot
a
like he
running
just
back.
yeah, it's just like he tough to tackle and he's shifty. Like he like a strong shifty. Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
different.
And that's why
Um
we say their body types is nothing alike.
yeah, and then but Smitty, when you talking about route running, when you talking about catch everything, deep ball, like I think I don't even think when you talking about top hands in the league, Smitty like one of them
Smitty
dudes.
got to be one of the ones because
Yeah, talk when
not
you
only
talking
is
about
he making miraculous type catches, like catches that be like, damn, how the hell he even catch that
foot, when
and
you
get his
talking
feet
about
in?
catching and footwork, Smitty all day, and you ain't gonna really you can let my boy gonna pop up if you lay a hit on him, and sometimes he's sneaky break something too, but um. Yeah, I think they just got two different styles. They got
Man,
two different
it just
styles of
ain't
game.
work.
You got not only do they got two different styles of games, they got two different quarterbacks and two different schemes they playing in. So it's gonna look different.
You seen what? I mean, we ain't really seen when you talk about work alone. Mm,
You went
Smitty
nah.
only had Smitty only
You
had one season without AJ, I think.
he did. That was his
Yeah,
rookie
his
season.
rookie season.
His second year he had AJ. We seen AJ. We seen AJ. Yeah, we seen. I don't know about work alone, but we seen AJ in Tennessee
With
with
Henry.
with multiple years, and then you see Smitty who only had one his rookie season by
Right.
itself. Then he got AJ. Like you're not making sense. You saying we seen him work alone? Yeah, you comparing 4 seasons, how many seasons AJ was in Tennessee to 1 year Smitty had by himself, and that ain't the same thing. That's not no. That's not the same comp.
And then they, like we keep saying, they two completely different wide receivers. Even when we talk about Smitty and AJ, they work well together. They complement each other. Um, do we want to see? Being honest, do we want to see AJ leave from a production standpoint? No, but I think we passed that at this point. Like
Yeah.
it just is what it is. We need to turn the page on it. Just
It's
hopefully we can.
keeping AJ is like staying in a bad relationship with somebody you know
Mhm.
you need to be leaving. Just you feel like it's like when women staying with a dude because they feel like I really should be leaving, bro, but he paying all the bills, like or
Yeah,
something like that. Like you really need to be doing your own thing, but you trying to stay with him for all the wrong reasons. But you know this ain't no good. That's all. That's what the AJ, bro, might be a great guy for different for certain reasons, but he also a bad guy for other reasons that you need to be leaving him for. That's the same thing with AJ. He a great wide receiver, but his personality and what he bring to the locker room and a lot of other stuff, sometimes the bad outweigh the good. You know what I'm
and if
saying?
you can't be happy in Philly, is I gotta question you a little bit because I mean you getting your numbers, you got the ring. What else is there?
You got paid.
You got paid.
Not only did they pay you when Tennessee didn't want to pay you, they double back
They
paid you
double
again.
down. They
Paid you
all while
again.
winning, competing for championships
And you
and getting
spit
your
in their
numbers
face. He basically spit in the organization face.
out the loogie.
That's what's crazy to me. It's like, dang, they didn't paid you when Tennessee act like they didn't want you. Then they came back, brought you back to the table, paid you again, and this is like what you got to show for it. And you done got a ring while you been here, and you didn't have no 1,000 yard seasons. You didn't have no 1,000 yard seasons when you was in Tennessee. You didn't put up your biggest numbers when you was in Philly.
I think he
So
did. He did have that, but
well,
I
if he did,
think
he only had it one season, and he
he
had his.
became a household name when he got to Philly though.
But he put up his most yards in Philly. Like the
Yeah,
season
he,
like
yeah, he,
if
mhm.
he had a 1,000 yard season in Tennessee, he had 1,000 yard season.
Let's see, he came into the league. Nah, I mean, he pretty much been. He had two. He had 3 seasons with him. 3 seasons with
Oh,
Tennessee.
he was only there 3 seasons.
2019 looked like he been in the league since 2019. His first 2 years
What
he
year he
had,
got drafted?
had to be 2019.
I mean, not year. I mean, what round he got drafted?
I think he a first round pick.
And they only kept him for 3 seasons.
Well, you gotta remember AJ been pulling the moves that he pulling with us. Evidently, he was pulling in
Yeah, yeah,
Tennessee too.
they did say he was talking
Yeah,
crazy. I didn't know that, but they did say he was
we
talking
neither
crazy
one of
then.
us knew that until he started pulling that in Philly. But yeah, He got drafted in 2019. So I mean, he his first two seasons he went over 1,000. His last year there, he didn't even get 900 yards. Now I don't know if some of that could have been injury or what, but like you said, he's had his best seasons by far in Philly, and he ain't had nothing less than 1,000 yards since he been here.
It's
In the
crazy.
last three seasons, he done had 7 touchdowns. First season with us, he had 11. So I mean, production wise, he's still getting his numbers. He getting his numbers. He got his money. He got a ring, but he's still getting shipped off.
I'm gonna tell you something else that was crazy to me that he said like a couple seasons ago. This might have been like right at the 2023 season. Yeah, I think yeah it was when he was on oh boy them podcast. But bro was saying he was
Patriots,
doing
ain't
who think will get Hendrickson. I said I think he should go to the Patriots.
the Pats.
But I don't know who I don't know who I think would get him, but I think he should try to go to the Patriots.
Hmm.
Um I mean, there's other options out there too. I'm probably just that was just the first team that came to mind. I think thought would be a great fit for both of them. I think it'd be a great fit for him, a great fit for them because they in contention to do the same. I mean, they got a great coach, great team. They could do what they did again, and they should just be building to get better. Because they can't keep the same team they got and have the same success. But
Right.
if they build on what they got a good thing going over there. Um, and I think they in a different position from what Washington was in when they went to the NFC Championship. I like them going further than Washington with they second go around.
They built different.
Yeah. But what was I talking about? I don't even know what I was talking about.
We had just got we were still talking about AJ. I don't know if you had transitioned to something else. But we was
Nah, I don't
on
even.
the end of talking about AJ and him having his best years in Philly.
But yeah, I wouldn't I personally like man, if AJ wasn't doing the stuff that he was doing, hell nah, I ain't trying to get rid
Right.
of. Bruh, dog, top three receiver in the league. But
And he's still under contract.
yeah.
Cause
But
it's not like we gotta make a decision to like extend him or nothing like that. He extended.
Exactly, which is crazy to me. Like, well, I don't know, bro. I mean, everybody got to live their own life.
Right.
But it ain't even just that though. It's like the way you went about it. It's other ways. If you trying to go somewhere else and put up bigger numbers, you ain't got to do all that.
Right.
You ain't got to do all the stuff that he been doing. You throwing teammates like that's some selfish stuff. Like it's crazy to me. Like, it's crazy. You doing all that, right? Like the stuff he was doing is uncalled for. Like
I don't get
you,
all the hate for Drake May after the Super Bowl. He almost won. I don't know if it's hate. I think it's more so we've been looking at New England funny all year long. Now they've been winning all year long, but by the same token, it's like you had to look at like how they was winning and and the competition that they played. But the competition factor that really ain't their fault. All you can do is play with your schedule lined up to be. But when you look at Drake May and his playoff run, what grade would you give him
I
in his
think.
playoff run? Because I don't necessarily think he played terrible, but at the same time, I don't think you can say he had a stellar performance in the playoffs either.
I think I kind of almost also feel like Seattle just a bad matchup for certain teams. Like it was gonna be a bunch of teams that would have made it, and I feel like they just not a good matchup for Seattle and what they got going on.
Definitely
Um,
Denver.
yeah, I just don't think certain teams was a good matchup for Seattle. That like it just like they had a lot going on. They was looking good. Um,
Hmm. They start clicking at the right time.
yeah, but yeah, Smitty can back to my boy Smitty real quick. He can be a number one wide receiver.
Man,
You just can't leave him over there because this is what would happen. Let's say we got rid of AJ and we kept Smitty, and then we got some bums at or some okay people at 2 and 3, and now Smitty getting double team. Now it's gonna make Smitty look like something that he ain't because you
right.
ain't got no other great wide receivers out there. He getting double. See when they double team AJ. we just gonna get the ball to Smitty. And then when they ain't double teaming AJ, we're gonna get the ball to AJ. But if you just can double team one person the whole game, then you probably gonna barely be able to get the ball to him unless you can somehow still scheme him open somehow, something like that. Um, but yeah, if Smitty was to become the number one wide receiver, I would just hope that they bring in, like I said, I would love to bring Waddle in there. He a great number two like him and Smitty. I think they would be a great duo. And we don't even really need. It ain't even gotta be, we don't gotta have a bring a Jamar. Not that this would even happen. I'm just using him as an example. We
Yeah,
ain't gotta have a caliber wide receiver as a
a
Jamar
number
Chase or
one,
something.
a number one type wide receiver.
Yeah, on the other
We
side
need
of
somebody that can win they match. Can you
yeah.
consistently win your
So
match?
somebody like the guys that I named, like Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Waddle. I think them guys on the other side of Smitty would be a great duo, especially in Philly, because we also got a run game. We also got a great defense. I think you just need a solid guy, like a great number two, a good number two, and I think that's what it's
Hey,
on.
speaking of weapons in Philly, is Goddard gone?
I think they probably gonna finally let Gotti roll. I wouldn't, man. I wouldn't. I can't let my dog go, man. I don't. Only because that I haven't seen them try to bring nobody else in. Like I ain't
Right.
like if we had a Ben brought somebody else in a year or two ago. I yeah, cause like when it was time for um Zach Ertz to go, I was like, I ain't even tripping. We got
Right.
Goddard. You know what I'm saying? I had already liked Goddard's game, so I was like, I ain't even tripping. Brett, let's cause I already saw I was like, yeah, Goddard, he gonna be, you know what I'm saying? He gonna be straight. So I wasn't tripping on Zach. Now, had we not had Goddard, I'm like, bro, we can't let Zach Ertz go. But you know what I'm saying? When we got Goddard, I was like, all right, bet we did the right thing. Zach Ertz, hey, bro, I like you, bro. Hey, gonna miss you, but we got it. So, but I don't feel like this that type of situation. We ain't really had nobody in the building or drafting nobody or on that I feel comfortable to let Goddard go. Like he not one of them players that I'm just like necessarily like holding on to like N'Kobe Dean, but it's just a simple fact that one Goddard, and they both kind of a little injury prone,
Mm-hmm.
um but the thing about Goddard, like I said, the thing about his position is I don't really see, like it ain't nobody else over there. Like we at least we got other linebackers. We ain't really
Right.
who
We ain't
playing
got no
tight end.
after Goddard. We don't have nobody at this
Yeah,
particular point on the roster that we can feel comfortable saying, "Oh yeah, we gonna be straight next year." So
but just knowing how football go and how the Eagles organization, being or whatever, I can see Goddard, being gone this time. But me
his
personally,
stock his stock is higher than it's been because
it is the season he coming
he
off of.
the season he coming off of he got off with the touchdowns this past season, so he got to cash in too, because of the injuries thing. Because this is probably one of the better seasons he's had since he's been a pro. So, um, it'll be interesting to see what we work out. Now, he's already taking a hometown discount um, to stay. I think we extended him like a year or two. So, um,
I think he got to stay just that one season.
yeah, he got it this past season. This
Yeah,
past season, he went ahead and extended and stayed. So, I don't know. I don't know if he want to do that again, especially.
right.
But like you said, we in a tough position where what do we do without him? Do we go try to get somebody in the draft? That's always tricky. Um, I think
And see,
regardless, we gotta
it's so many other positions that need to be
right,
filled. It's like, damn, we got to add tight end to it. Well, we already
right.
got a tight end. Just bring Goddard back. Let's worry about the other positions now, and then we can tackle tight end like next year or something like that. Like, man,
Hmm.
we got to do. Hey, it's a lot of it's a
It's gonna be some tough decisions made in the
for
next
real,
couple months for sure. And a
man.
lot of it's gonna come down to how free agency roll out, and the draft.
Yeah, man. It's gonna we just gotta hey everybody stay tuned, man.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have plenty to talk about. So if you was worried that we weren't gonna have nothing to talk about because the season was over with, we just getting started. So y'all can catch us next Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, the whole off season.
Hey, we
And then
gotta
we
go live
probably,
on
huh?
we gotta go live on TikTok.
Yeah, we got to bring in the TikTok audience. Tonight was good. Yeah, y'all was good crowd. Bring that energy back next week. We'll have a little bit more to talk about, but that's all we got for this week. Make sure y'all hit that like button, smash that like button, continue to comment, and as always, subscribe. I believe we are we like 10 or 11 subs away from 500 subs. So we right around the corner. Go ahead and sub us up.
Yeah,
Um,
tell your mama and your grandma
yeah, tell
subscribe.
everybody. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to Sports Lounge Media too. But that's all we got for you this week. We'll be back next week with more Eagles updates and just news around the NFL because it's a lot of trades that have already been made, but it's gonna be more once free agency shake off. So tune in next week. We'll be back with some more information. But until then, go Birds.
Go birds, baby.